For my music lovers out there who are like, oh my gosh, I love music so much. I don't want to drop a single. I don't want to drop an EP. I want to drop a whole album. This is for you. This is what I've learned through my, like almost 5-ish years of making music, by myself. Dude, first thing I want to say is that if you are making an album with a band and it's not just yourself, you need to come together and have a talk and ask, hey, are we doing this for fun? Like, it doesn't really matter. Or are we gonna be perfectionists at this? Are we gonna try to come out with something, listenable that people are gonna enjoy? Are you doing it for yourself, or are you doing it for other people? And with that conversation comes, dude, y'all all just need to be on the same page. If it is something you're gonna take very seriously, you all need to be prepared to put time, effort, and even money into it. That'll just, if everyone's on the same page, that'll just save a lot of arguments, just a lot of stress. You guys all just need to be in agreement on your goal for it. With that being said, that kind of segues to the next point, that studio playing versus live playing is so different. If all you've done is just practice together, in the garage or in a room, or play gigs, and you haven't recorded, studio playing is a whole other monster. Because whenever you practice, you're in your bedroom and you practice your part. It's the same thing with studio recording. You practice what you're going to record, but the only big difference is that dang metronome. You need to be in pocket. The whole recording revolves around that count. And for bass players, drummers, man, I salute y'all. As a lead guitarist, I salute y'all. Me personally, genetically, I was not gifted with music. I was born tone deaf. I was born with lack of rhythm. I remember when I got my first wah pedal, I wanted to play Voodoo Child by Jimi Hendrix. And I remember I could not keep count with my foot and play at the same time. I couldn't. My brain just couldn't. So that's the main difference, is that dang metronome. And you need, like I said, the whole track revolves around you being on pocket, especially you drummers, especially you bass players, rhythm section. Man, I cannot tell you how many times I've had to redo something personally because I just couldn't get it down. And two, with that point comes, if you have to re-record something 10 times, 20 times, 100 times, do not make yourself feel bad about it. Literally everybody goes through it. Some people are better than others. Don't be discouraged. Our vocalist and rhythm guitar player is just, man, he's a whole different monster. We call him One Take Jake, but his real name's Tommy. Sometimes he's Two Take Tommy. I'm a Million Take Matthew. I just cannot. I'm just not as gifted, But don't be, it's all practice. Do not feel bad about it. In this album, I've spent 2 hours recording the same 8 bars of a guitar lick, whether it be rhythm or whether it be, some lead stuff. Just do not feel bad. Everyone goes through it. I still go through it after 5 years. It's all part of the process. It's just part of the game, man. And third point I want to say is just how much patience it takes. If you are doing this yourself, if you're recording it yourself on, GarageBand or Logic or, Ableton, it's just patience, because recording is its own category, that's why you have musicians and that's why you have producers. It's like learning a whole new skill. And for those of you that do it yourself, if you're experimenting with GarageBand, on, your iPhone or iPad or even BandLab, dude, you get it, and it takes time. But thank God we live in an age where Google's a thing, because I cannot tell you how many times I learned about techniques from YouTube and Google. Shout out sidechain compression. It's just a lot of patience. It's a new skill you have to learn. You have to come to terms with that as well. It's a lot of time you have to put into it, not just with practicing your part, not just with recording your part, but learning about your DAW, learning about your digital audio workstation. Man, I started on GarageBand making crappy little demos when I was 17, and now my band and I, we have Logic, and bam, that's what we're using. we learned a lot, and I was the main one for a while who was EQing and making things sound, you know, nice. But thank God our vocalist Tommy got into it too, and he helped me out a lot. You know, second to last thing is like, you know, you just learn so much as you go. What the heck? Anyways. Yeah, and oh man, one more thing that I want to mention is like, look, you can always go to a studio, right? But because, you know, you'll have a producer that hopefully they know what they're doing if they're charging you money, and you'll be in good hands, or you can do it all yourself. I am very grateful that us and the band were all working. We bought our own equipment. We bought a really big audio interface. We bought, you know, Logic. We bought some nice speakers. And we did that because, man, if I were recording, and if we were recording with a producer that charges $60 an hour, we'd be like $27K in the hole, man. Us buying our own things, it's a lot more stress-free. You know, it's more cost effective over time, and it's cool because at the end of the day, if we're able to control what we put out 100%, with a producer, if money is an issue and, you know, you're just limited on time, like, you can't really sit with things, you know, you can't really sit in the studio and experiment, but we can, and we did. Like, there's so many little nuances that we had done in our songs where you can kind of hear where it's not very, it's unconventional, I guess you would say. You know, there's a little different stuff that we experimented with that, like, how we liked sounded. And yeah, it made a big difference for us, and that was the route we went with. And at the end of the day, we were able to fine tune everything to something where we were going to be happy that it was out. Last thing I want to say is that anyone can do it. You do not need a Logic. You know, you can record from your phone. When I started with my wired headphones in GarageBand. I moved up to buying a Blue Yeti for some reason, and then hooking up my amp, and then playing into the Blue Yeti, and then from the Blue Yeti to my phone. And then I finally got an audio interface, you know, like 2 years of doing it. And anyone can do it. You can make a great sounding beat. You can make something listenable by yourself, in your home, whenever you want. Anybody can do it, and especially if I can do it, Mr. Tone Deaf Off Tempo. I promise you guys, anyone can do it. Like I said, like I've been saying, you learn so much as you go, and it's just. It takes a lot of time, and if you put the time to research and stuff, you're bound to learn something. You're bound to do something good. I just want to make this video. Been thinking about it for a while. I don't know, I'm just very happy. I just need to let it all out. We've been working, some of the songs on this album are around 5 years old. We've been working on this album consistently for 8 months, is when we actually decided to track every song, you know, start from scratch again. And I spent so much time, and I just need to get this off my chest. I'm so sorry it was disorganized. If you made it this far, thank you. I know I haven't posted on this channel in a long time, but hey, man, I mean, I'm gonna start again to promote this. So, Would You Even Know by The Babysitters is out at the end of this month, May 30th. We are so excited. If you hear something that don't sound right, definitely my fault. Thank you guys. I love y'all.